So if you're going through a discard, whether it's from a narcissist, someone with BPD, just someone that was toxic, it can be one of the hardest things you'll ever go through. And it can be really difficult because chances are when you attract someone like this into your life, you're usually a very good, very empathetic person. And these people like to take advantage of you and break you down, make you feel worthless. And by the end of it, you can almost feel like the whole thing wasn't real, like you're delusional, like you've almost lost your mind. And it's hard to even comprehend that someone can even be as bad of a person as they can be and do the things that they did to you. Now, a lot of people say when you're discarded to say they set you free. Now, I don't agree with that. I believe you can set yourself free, but you cannot forget what they did. You can forgive, but you cannot forget. But in the end, this was a gift from the universe. This was a gift because imagine if you were still in that relationship. You were still going through everything what you were going through. All the heightened emotions, the anxiousness, the feeling of feeling worthless. Just that feeling of feeling worthless that they put you through. Is that really where you still want to be? Even though it's so confusing because you're so sad and you miss them so much and your brain just wants to remember all the good times because your brain hates pain. Your brain wants to do everything it can to avoid pain. So it wants to just remember all the good times and wants to black out all the bad times. So what I normally do is to just, now do this in the beginning. I don't recommend you do this for a long time, but just to get over the sad stage and into the more anger, letting go, because you have to climb the vibrational scale, and sadness and worthlessness is on the bottom. At least anger you can then transform into courage. So at least you can climb the scale a little bit. So what I would do is I would get a notebook and I would write down all the times they really did something that was just like almost wow, like you couldn't believe they were capable of doing the things they said to you, the name calling, the situations they put you in, all those things, write them down. So you can at least remember there were bad times, it wasn't all good times. So this is a gift from the universe. The universe wants you to grow, it wants you to expand, it wants you to find true love, it wants you to find someone better, and it wants to give you someone better. But there's a lesson to be learned. So you need to learn the lesson from this and figure out, why did you attract this person in your life in the first place? And there's a good chance you probably have some unhealed childhood trauma. You probably came from a family where your parents were either too busy or they didn't choose you, or you felt like you had to fight for their validation. So now you're older, you're getting into these relationships, these toxic relationships where it's the same thing. You're feeling like you're fighting for their validation, you're fighting for their love. And really, it's not even the person you love so much, it's the feeling of the familiar of having a fight, and you just assume that's love because that's what you felt like love was since you were a child. So you need to start checking in on your child every day. Take 5 minutes just to visualize yourself with your younger self. And just give them a hug. Let them know everything's okay. Let them know this has nothing to do with them. And you're going to grow and you're going to expand from this. And you're going to check in on them more and just give them more love. Because at the end of the day, by doing that, you're loving yourself more. And the more you love yourself, the more you feel that love, the more you're going to attract that natural love into your life. Now, if you're feeling sad, like because you're worried they're never going to come back and you're never going to see them again, everything is like, here's the deal, guys. If you were a truly good person, you were a truly good empathetic person, and you gave, whether it was someone with BPD or narcissist or a toxic person, you gave them that love and validation. Here's the thing, and you need to be careful of this, and I don't want you to get happy when I hear this, but they're going to come back. There's a 95% chance that they are going to come back. Sometimes they don't. If they don't, I'm actually going to say they're better people than the ones that do come back. So I had a girl I dated who just love bombed the hell out of me. Just love bombed me like crazy. And at the time she was getting ready to move like an hour and a half away. We were still going to keep dating, but obviously I'd have to see her less. Wasn't a big deal. Wasn't worried about it, but just love bombed me this whole time. And then I helped her move, helped her get ready, helped her when she was low on money, all these things. And then as soon as she got settled in and she was doing fine, it was like, bam, ghosted. discarded. And that was tough, and that was really hard. But one thing I do respect about this person is they never contacted me again. They left me alone. Now, I don't know if they did that out of respect or what, but I appreciated it, I respected it. Now, fast forward, because at the time I didn't know how to heal right, I didn't know how to learn my lesson. 4 months later, I started seeing someone new. And what happens, different face, same person, same thing, love bomb. And then eventually after 3-4 months, they slowly start to take the mask off, show you their true colors, show you who they really are, get really distant, start to breadcrumb you. And that ended abruptly, same thing, discarded. But this was the difference. This person messaged me a month later, and then I didn't really respond, same thing, a month later. Every couple weeks or so, she just kept reaching out, acting like she was sorry, acting like she felt bad. And I was like, no, I learned my lesson. I ain't doing this, I ain't dealing with this. I'm done. I'm over it. And I was, for about 6 months. And then 6 months later, I needed a date. And I was just like, well, I'll just hit her up, just have some fun, whatever. Hit her up, go on this date to this work event I had. And things just went awesome, you know, the old part of me want to remember was out, and same thing, just love bombed really hard for a few months, and then slowly same thing started to happen, and eventually towards the end, she was saying things to me that were just so mean and so nasty that I had a realization that this wasn't good for me. I wasn't going to be my highest self, and I couldn't really be my true potential if I stayed. So one day she just said something to me that was just so disgusting. I just looked at her and I just said, I'm done, I'm out, and I left. And then she went on a big smear campaign, went on social media, made all these videos about me, how I was a horrible person, how she loved me unconditionally, all these things, because that's what they do. They want to protect their reputation, especially if you leave them, they want to be the victim. If a toxic person has a victim mentality, and you know that, and you're in a toxic relationship right now, you need to get out, because you cannot win with someone that has a victim mentality. Because everything they do to you, they can justify in their head. They can cheat on you, they can steal from you, they can treat you like dirt, and they'll justify it in their head, because no one feels as bad as me, no one's as sad as me, so everyone should feel sorry for me. So, as I was left, I was done. I was doing fine. I was doing great. And then I started casually dating someone. Things were going good. Well, this person, this is why you need to block them. You need to block these people, because they come back and they want to tell you they changed. So block these people, so you don't have to make the mistakes I have. I believe I have made all these mistakes, so I can come on here and tell you guys so you don't make the same mistakes. So I'm casually dating someone, and this person hits me up, texts me, calls me, and I ain't gonna answer, I ain't gonna respond. And then she says, I know you told me not to talk to you unless it was completely necessary, gave me this big sob story. So I'm like, whatever, I'll help you out with your situation, I'll let you know what to do. And then she sends me this big, long apology. And then for 3 weeks, she begged and convinced me to stop seeing the person I was casually dating, to be in a relationship with her. Begged me, 3 weeks. So I did, I left the person. Start seeing her, not even a week into it, I could tell she was about to discard me. So, what did I do? I asked her a question, she didn't respond, and I just blocked her. I was like, I'm done with this. I don't even need to hear the response. I'll discard them before they discard me. Not always the right thing to do, but if this person has let you down quite a few times, and you've given them a lot of chances, sometimes that's just what you have to do. You have to see things for what they are. When the illusion that you have of them actually gets shattered, and if anyone who's watching this has gone through it, you know what I mean, because you try to justify their actions so much. You want to believe they're a good person so badly, even though they show you all these things to make you not trust them. You just want to believe. But all of a sudden, they can just do something that just shatters that illusion. And realizing she spent 3 weeks to get me to leave the person I was with, just so I could be happy with someone else was what I needed to finally break that. So you've been discarded. What do you do now? You gotta build your confidence up. How do you build your confidence up? The easiest way to build your confidence up, and anyone can do this, is write down your wins every day. You got up early, that's a win. You brushed your teeth, that's a win. You meditated, that's a win. You went for a 10-minute walk, that's a win. You read 3 pages of a book, that's a win. Start compounding these small wins, and it's going to give you motivation to get bigger and bigger wins. And it's going to create this effect on your life that's going to just transform your reality to a reality where you're just winning all the time, because that's all you're focusing on. You gotta get your focus off them. You gotta get your focus off the sadness. You gotta get your focus off the anger. You gotta do everything you can to change the focus to yourself. So you need to start loving yourself more, because right now it's hard, because they probably sold you a lie of this future and all this meaning of what you guys could be. You have to realize it's not real. But that meaning and reasoning you have, you're holding on to, so it's hard for you to let go. And until you let that go, you can't attract a new relationship or someone even better into your life. So what do? You create new meaning. But you create new meaning within yourself. Hobbies, passions, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family. All these things can create new meaning within yourself that's going to help you love yourself more. And the more you love yourself, and the more that love radiates outside of you, the less you're going to attract these people back into your life. But the universe is going to test you, because once you start doing good, once you start doing better, that person may reappear. Or a different person may reappear with the same personality, and you have to spot it. You have to spot the red flags, and you have to cut it off right away. And when you do that, and when the universe throws this lesson back at you, like, I see you're learning, but you really learn? Pop quiz! And then you just say, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I learned my lesson. The universe will go, okay, I'm going to reward you. You get an A for the day. I'm going to give you some abundance in your life. And it's easy to do, and I've done it. And by just thinking, feeling, and acting as if you are already living a life you already want. Right now, you're going through this breakup. Just start thinking, feeling, and acting like you've already gotten over it. You've got your confidence back. You're feeling good. And what are the type of things you would be doing if you had your confidence back? What are the type of things you would pursue if you had your confidence back? You're no longer a shell of a person. You are healed. And just envision and embody it. You can visualize it all you want, but until you take action, the vision isn't going to come without the action. So small things you can do every day. Small things, especially feeling it. Feel it to heal it. I always say, focus on the feeling, not the person. Because you need to feel it. You need to let all that bad energy out of you. So what I would do is, like, if I was going through a discard or a breakup, and I'm kind of feeling sad, I'm kind of feeling down, I would just, I would get home, and I would sit on the couch, and I'd be like, okay, based on what I was feeling, like, some days I needed 10 minutes, some days I needed an hour, and I would just sit there, and I would say, focus on this feeling, focus on this feeling, focus on this feeling, and I would just feel it, like, let's say, you know, when your heart just hurts, I would just put my hands on my heart, and I would just say, focus on this feeling, focus on this feeling, and it would just help release that energy out of my body and me feeling better. Because what a lot of people do is they don't focus on the feeling, they focus on the past, they focus on the person, they start reminiscing over all the old memories, and that is the worst thing you can do. You need to kill the connection that's in your brain. There's a literal connection you have when you're going through a breakup, and that connection needs to be broken. And that's what you got to do. And the only way you can do that is just by feeling it, creating new meaning, building your confidence. Letting go can be so easy if you just let it be easy. And another way to let it be easy, which I used to make this mistake, I'd always be like, I need to get over this as soon as possible. I need to get over this right now. And then I was creating all this resistance. I was creating all this resistance to get over someone because I'd be putting so much pressure on myself to get over it. It wasn't until I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to let this take as long as it needs to be. I'll be sad as long as I need to be. I don't care. I'm done. If I don't get over it for a year, I don't get over it for a year. I'm done forcing myself to get over this. And then what would happen? Because I stopped putting all that resistance, all that pressure on myself to get over it, all of a sudden, bam, it's just like I was just naturally getting over it. Like the energy was just flowing from my body. And I get it, because especially if you wasted a significant amount of time with this person, you're like, I don't want to waste any more time. I need to get over this and get over this quick. And you can do that. You can do that by all the things I just told you. But do all the things I told you without the attachment of getting over it as quick as possible. So detach from needing to get over it as quick as possible, and just focus on just doing things you enjoy, doing things you love, creating new meaning, writing down your wins, focusing on yourself, finding love within yourself. And if you do all these things, I guarantee you something amazing is going to happen to you. Because right now, you are in the unknown. Before you were in the known, you were in the familiar. It was a familiar love, familiar childhood pattern dynamic. It was so familiar to you to not be chosen. But now you are in the unknown, where the magic happens, where all of a sudden, you could attract someone that does choose you. You could attract the love you always wanted. Before, you weren't gonna. Before, that was the known. And right now, I get it, you're sad over it, you have to mourn it. But the optimism you can have right now, because of what you can experience, is truly magical. And I believe in you. And I'm Brandon, and I take people from breakups to breakthroughs.